Hi then, party people, welcome to the channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for coming and joining in. Just doing a little update on my furniture type booth or home built booth that I did a few months ago. I'll leave it's here or here. I'll put a link in the top there for you to go and have a look at it. However, I've done some updates, and after actually using the booth for probably 20 gigs, maybe 15-20 gigs, I've addressed some limitations that I had, some problems that I thought I had. I've tried to address them and change things round, and so I'll show you the booth now and see what you think. Well, I've got you set up on a tripod. I hope you can hear me okay. It's a little bit windy. It's quite nice and sunny today in West Yorkshire. We're in June, so you expect rain, but it's not that warm. It's about 14 degrees. Right, let me bring the booth in and see what you think. Well, as you can see now, it's in two parts, whereas before I had my Odyssey Flex 10 controller case on the top. The addresses or the problems that I had was, there's no doubt in my mind, and one or two of the comments did say that you know, you always have to have a ramp into a venue, and you're absolutely right, and that is one of the issues that I had. Now, when I wanted to, so I used to ring ahead if it were a venue that I'd not been to. Venues that I've been to, not a problem, and I know most of them are wedding venues, so most of them have some kind of ramp, disable access, all the rest of it. Did get caught out in a wedding last month where I was told there was I could ramp my gear into the venue. Unfortunately, when I got there, the function suite was in a different part of an old stately home, a different part of it, which I had to then go, couldn't get my van so close, I had to get my gear across a gravelled courtyard. Absolute nightmare. If I'd have known that beforehand, I would have taken a different setup. So this way, when I go to a venue that I can't ramp in, I would take my Flex 10 out of the Odyssey case that was on the top here, bolted on, and put it into my what it's in now, the Swan Flight case. And I thought, you know what, I want to be able to have that in the Swan Flight case all the time. This is a bit of an industrial look anyway, and as you can see, because I painted it black to go along the, you know, same as the black Odyssey case that the Flex 10 was in, you know, didn't do a particularly good job, and the paint's coming off and all the rest of it. So anyway, it's not such a big deal. So what I've done, I'll take you off the stand there and show you a little bits of what I've done. So basically what I've done, I've put everything, the Flex 10 in here, and everything that I need is in the Flex 10. Now you'll notice underneath there were some bolt holes, because I bolted this to the top of there. So what I've done is I put some small feet on there, and I've covered up that the hole with a vent, and that's quite important because I've got a lot of kit underneath that. And on the top of this, I've got some dishes there, so when I stack the flight case on the top of here, the feet drop into those, making it a lot more secure. So let's get it on and show you what we've done. Now it's on there now. As you can see, those feet then locate into the dishes, so that then becomes very, very sturdy. So that's how it is. All I have to do then is connect basically 1, 2, and then the HDMI, and obviously I've got a power, an extra power that comes out of there and then powers up the top. So therefore, bosh, I'm all connected. I'll take the Flex 10 out of the case and show you what I've got underneath, because I've addressed the situation with the needing laptop stands with plates, speaker plates. There you go, bosh bosh. And I'll show you that I've not brought my computer or my iPad, because what I normally do is I run the iPad on this side, on this side I'll have my M4 MacBook Pro, which will then run Rekordbox or Virtual DJ depending on what I'm using. On this side I'll have my iPad, which is an iPad Pro running DJ and DJ Pro. So let's just have a quick look further down at the booth. So that's all the inputs. There we've got a fold out little thing for my cans, headphones. The top there, Wolf Mix, so I can use that throughout the night, just pull it out, wash, whatever. I am going to get some smaller cables, thinner cables, so I can see, because it does it's not really, you can see, you know what you're doing. There's a transmitter for the dongles. Underneath that we've got my mixer, which is a Mackie Pro FX10 version 3 Plus. That's the one with, it's actually got the Bluetooth channel, so as a backup, you can have your phone connected to that via Bluetooth, playing some music easy enough. Obviously them two going down to the outs. 2 spare mic channels. These are the 2 mics, the Fenix Pro PTU2Us that I use for, you know, the speeches and all the rest of it, and plus I can use that if I'm doing karaoke. They're the karaoke ones, because my mic has now gone underneath here, and I'll show you that. I use the Shure GLX-D mic, which pokes, the aerials are there, poke out nicely. So I shall get that open in a sec and show you that one. So there we go. Underneath there we've got the antennas for the mics, which kind of poke out like that. Okay, underneath that is the rack mounted Fenix Pro PTU2Us. Okay, underneath there I've got a 1U drawer, and in that one I generally have charging up the Donner dongles, 4 and 2 spare. I also have some others in another case, and that's the obviously the remote for the TV at the front, and then underneath that all the cabling. So I just need to wheel this in and it's a one-stop shop. Simple as that. And under there, that's the power distribution. So these are XLRs out. So the speakers, power in, because I always have 2 power ins. And then we've got 3 power outs. One goes off to the speakers, one goes off to the speakers. That one then comes up and powers that. So it really is a sort of 5-minute job. The TV then is folded in there. If you look at, I won't get that out now, because if you look at the previous, it's exactly the same as I did before. So let me lift off the lid and then fit the laptop stands and see what you think. Right, that is it with the laptop stands in. What I've basically got, short gravity speaker poles screwed into that, and then these I bought from IKEA, to be honest, and they're absolutely superb from IKEA. One at each side, cable clips, all the rest of it. There I've got the USB into for the controller, power, and that is HDMI, should I want to put HDMI from my MacBook. Normally HDMI out comes from this one cable which supplies the video power to the laptop, as well as, because I've got a hub underneath there, and I'll show you that underneath. Just check this out for you. Right, a bit of a rat's nest in here, but it all functional. One is microphone that sits underneath there, no problem. There is my Shure BLX-D, and that I've not got fixed down because I can lift it up to do a scan, and it's got obviously a battery in that as well. So at the beginning of the night I'll do a scan, change the battery, which I've got a spare battery that sits in that, and then it sit there. I've got a Ugreen hub, powered hub, and that is powered from here, goes in there, which then supplies power out for everything. HDMI from there into there, and obviously I've got then, sorry, that is into a splitter, so I've got an HDMI splitter there, so I can ever press that button and it'll get the video feed from the iPad, press it over the other and it'll get video feed from the laptop, depending on what I'm wanting to do, and that's all the power. There is my Samsung T7, which has got all my music on, so I've got identical music on my iPad that I've got on my MacBook Pro. I've also used the OneDrive feature of Rekordbox and OneDrive. It's an Alpha Theta thing, so I've got the same playlist and all the rest of it. And when I want to update the Samsung, I simply have to plug that into my MacBook Pro. I never have to take it out, plug it in my MacBook Pro, drop some more music on it, all the rest of it, or even whack things over to the iPad via AirDrop and then save it onto that, because that is then plugged, ideally it's plugged into the iPad that goes on there. These are all sort of velcroed down, however I haven't velcroed that down. It doesn't really matter because it just sits there. It's on a little sort of foam pad and it's sort of trapped by the controller. So that is that. There you go. And if I ever need to take the Flex 10 off for any reason or get to the bottom, it literally takes 30 seconds, because straight away unplug that, and there's the mic. Should I want the mic then going to the mixer for any reason, what I am going to do is have another mic out there, mic in there to go to one of those, and that way I can then use the mic through the mixer rather than through the onboard, and all I have to do is just unplug it and basically plug that into the lead that's going to go there, you know what I mean. Just a little tip as well, get some of these are little flexible swivel USBs. Got them on Amazon, power pass through as well. I think the beauty about them is you're not putting a lot of stress on your ports, on USB ports, because they, if your cable's a bit stressy, it doesn't really matter, and they stay in all the time. So if I ever need to unplug it, I unplug it there, not there. So that's just a little tip, because I've heard one or two saying that the ports sometimes get damaged. So that is the new setup. Brilliant, because now I can use it exactly how I was using it before, without this being bolted on. Very, very simply, at the end of the gig, I just simply drop that off, that, power out, take these off, bosh, that's off. And if I ever want to use this then with a normal booth, straight away it's there, and I can just got a cable to power into there and put the speakers into there. Bish bash bosh, boom. And then literally 30 seconds later, after unplugging, bosh, it's all like that. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of the openness of it, of the furniture booths, and yes, this does look a bit industrial. Furniture booths though don't protect your gear, and I'm all about protecting my gear. So to turn this to looking something like one of the furniture booths, my next update will be I'm building a little facade, and it'll be either plush or whatever to go round, basically round this when that's on the top, so it will look like a lot of the furniture booths, the podium type booths, and covering up all this sort of thing. Yes, when the TV's out, I use that for other things. However, I'm going to actually build I'm thinking about building a little facade that with a hole cut out, so I can feed the TV through it. So when it's there, it basically looks like a facade with a TV on it to show graphics for the couples and what have you. So anyway, I need to shoot off, get somewhere. As you can see, I'm doing my day job. I have to shoot off. Let me know in the comments what you think. I might do a follow-up video explaining my whole reasons for it, although, like I say, usual thing, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll keep chucking videos on just like this one. See you later.